Did you get paid?
No.
Chief.
So I decided to step down as the second princess because of the backlash and the fact that they did not align with my principles and values as a person.
How much were supposed to be paid?
I don't really remember the amount.
But you were supposed to get some money.
Yeah.
Do you think the right person won Miss CPUT?
I think she's quite an amazing person.
You're not answering the
Do you
question.
think-
I'm still trying to
Not
think
build up.
about it. Well, I think she's
Yes. You. Yay. Yay. Where the Miss SA come to be? I think I need a ticket. Being goal orientated, whereby you want to achieve dreams.
Is for you to bring them back to perspective on their value and their worth.
I thought you were rapping. They are waiting. Let her cool.
Okay.
Students.
Bafundi, welcome back to the number one student podcast in SA. You know. So today we're blending beauty and the brains, Chief. I'm talking about Miss Grand Africa herself is present with us. She's going to be telling us about from Miss CPUT, the corruption saga. You know it.
Everyone knows.
We're also going to touch on what currently is happening with Miss SA, some of the auditions that are actually out there on TikTok. Hey, Chief, we're seeing things. And then the last thing we're going to touch on, the reason that she's here itself, Miss Grand SA. She's the national finalist. Before we actually introduce her, I just want to say, love on your screen. And I'm working with the one and only African Chris Brown. Far left.
You know.
Dinsangi.
Next, wearing the bones. Away.
Oh, wait,
We
boy.
good, man.
You sure?
Come on.
Are you sure with what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm sure.
We still have 40 minutes. Okay, it's fine. Hey, Coslet, shoes. Tabo poster. Shoemaker. How are you?
No, I'm fine. How are you, Mr. Bones?
You back with another exclusive shoe. Hey, when I ask guys. Okay, hi, yes. Guys, I wanna introduce our guest. Guys, help me welcome the wonderful Upenyo. But I'm paid. I'm paid.
okay, paid. Decide.
We were asking her which tribe are you because I thought she's colored, and then she's like, I'm paid. I'm poor complain what I can't be. There's something that's wrong.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't say I'm paid and then say it in
Yeah.
English, Chief.
You have to, yeah. Kimo paid.
Fana mana mbangbuza. I'm feeling nimswati. Yabo ufuna ivangale lento.
Yeah.
Ihlale. Mara, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself?
I'm good. Yay.
That was
Hey,
very,
that was very.
quick, yeah.
It's giving Miss SA, Chief.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know those final questions? It's giving Miss SA. Hey, Chief.
I never watched, yeah.
So tell us, man. How's the journey of being Miss Grand? How is it treating you?
The Miss Grand journey is amazing. I'm enjoying the part. I'm learning a lot, and I am kind of like learning new things and overcoming certain fears that I had. And I'm learning about myself each and every day. I'm discovering things about myself each and every day. So it has been just a roller coaster and a very beautiful one.
To be honest, I love what you just said, but I feel like already people they know that about Miss Grant. But I think the reason now our viewer, Chief, I said our viewer out there is watching. They wanna get to know the person behind the
The Miss Grand.
the Miss Grand and all that, and also what inspired you to actually get there. And I've heard something. They said you were part of the Miss CPUT.
Yeah, let's start there.
The one that we
That's
had, the Miss CPUT
The corrupt
pageant.
CPUT.
So can you tell us more about that, firstly?
Well, I'll start by introducing myself.
Okay.
My name is Penyo Maila,
Ow.
and I have loved pageantry from high school. I'm originally from Limpopo, Polokwane, and I'm studying in Cape Town
We
at
Limpopo vet?
CPUT. Yes, I'm studying at
Hey,
CPUT,
chief.
doing my final year in product design.
Wow.
And yeah, I've been a finalist for Miss CPUT. So last year, I think. Yeah, it was last year.
2024.
Last year, I saw auditions for Miss CPUT, and actually, my roommate was the one who told me about the auditions. And then I went for the auditions, and luckily, I made it as a finalist, right? So it was a great journey. We did rehearsals. Everything was amazing. The final day comes
Hey.
and we compete, right? And as we're competing, everything is amazing. It's an amazing experience. They announce the winners, right? There were 2 second runner-ups, one first princess, and a queen, right? I was one of the second runner-ups for Miss CPUT.
Is it the second princess?
Yes.
Okay.
And usually, when in pageantry, right, we don't have ties. If we have a tie, you have to break it with a question,
Oh, okay.
right? So if two people have the same like scores, so you have to call those 2 people, and then they go and ask, and you ask them a question, and then they answer that question, and the one that answers the question better is the one that's crowned, right? So I think that's also one of the things that started the backlash of Miss CPUT, because everyone was asking themselves, how do we have 2 second runner-ups?
Hey.
So I think that's
So
what
were
happened.
you the second one?
Yeah.
Kanti, because when we saw, we thought, aren't you the top 6? When you were in the top 16, Kanti?
In the top 16.
Didn't you end up in the top 16?
Those were the finalists, right? And then there
Oh.
was, obviously we competed, and then after competing, they called top 6. Then the top 6 was asked questions, right? And from the top 6, they then decide who's the second princess, first princess,
So
and
you were
queen.
the second princess?
Yes.
Did you get paid?
No.
Chief.
So I decided to step down as the second princess because of the backlash and the fact that they did not align with my principles and values as a person.
How much were supposed to be paid?
I don't really remember the
amount?
amount.
But you were supposed to get some money.
Yeah.
And you did not
Around
get it.
7.5, because they mentioned 7.5 the last time.
7.5 I had.
Oh yeah, I think somewhere there.
Mother age, if it's not fair, man.
Yeah, really not.
No, it's really not fair. So, in terms of the duties for the first princess, are they the same as the like the person that won actually, or is it like you actually supporting that person? What's happening?
I believe that being a beauty pageant queen, you have you advocate for something and you work in the community, and the title that you get is just a platform that gives you, like, it's just something that gives you the platform to continue with what you're doing, for the world to see what you're doing and to recognize what you do and also support you in what you do. So it's not really about the title, but as a second princess, you kind of support the queen.
No, I get it. But in terms of the CPUT situation, how did you feel when like politics were actually involved? Because in such organizations or events, we see a lot of politics being involved, but they're not shown in front of us. They actually happen behind the scenes, where now the votes are going to be corrupt, and someone that they think the people think that should win, they actually let them win, not because they actually deserve it, but it's because
favoritism.
they
actually favor the
nepotism.
person, yeah.
So how do you feel about that kind of?
From the start, we knew that the Miss CPUT was organized by the EFFC.
EFFC.
Yes. At first, we didn't see anything wrong because everybody was treated equally. We were all having a fair chance to rehearsals and everything. So it wasn't a thing that, well, EFFC included us into politics, but rather it was just the fact that EFFC kind of wanted to empower young CPUT students into coming into like the world of pageantry, into empowering them to become the face of the university. So it was more about the pageant more than the politics side of
It was more
things.
about the tender. So they saw it as a tender. They didn't see it as something that's going to benefit the
No,
environment.
I think it was just the thing. It wasn't all about, oh, this is so
No.
if you win Miss CPUT, you're under EFF and you have to work for EFF. But it was rather the fact that you're a face of the university and you're gonna be working and for the good of the university. It's like being the ambassador of the
Okay,
university.
do you think the right person won Miss Beauty?
I think she's quite an amazing girl.
Do
But
you,
we
do you
had-
think? Let the answer, Chief. Do you think the right person won Miss Beauty?
I think she's quite an amazing person.
You're not
That's
answering
the
the
question.
question. You're not answering the
Do you
question.
think-
Do you think
I'm still trying to
Not
speak
build up.
about it. Well, I think she's the right person, but I think she is an amazing person. Firstly, I think she's great.
Yeah,
But
correct.
compared to the contestants that were there, there's literally other people that I thought.
So you don't think that
would
she
be-
was the right person fit to win?
Well, it's not up to me.
But
No,
like based on
according
your
to
own
you personally.
opinion, because
Yeah.
you were behind the scenes, you were there,
And you were also
had to
part of
experience
the-
everything.
yeah.
You saw the people from in front of the audience and behind the audience when lights and cameras were closed. Yabo. So that's why, based on your own opinion, do you think the right person was elected to win Miss CPUT?
Do I think the right person was elected to win? I think she does deserve to
More than
win.
anyone that was there.
Not more than anyone.
Did she rightfully win? Fairly so.
That I don't know.
You do know.
That I don't
You were
know.
based on everything
But
else
we-
that took place there.
But we had that she wasn't even in the top 6. How did she get to be
She
the
she
queen?
wasn't even.
Well, when we were on stage, she was in the top 6. She was called in the top 6, and she answered the question just like the rest of us.
But we have
in
the
top
score.
6.
Mos. Do you remember the score?
Yeah,
was
we had
trending
the
on
score
Facebook?
sheet.
Well,
that
I
she-
did not see the
Was it
score.
the top 6 or
but
top 12? Something like top 6 or top 16, top
Top
16.
16.
Yeah, but she was in one of those.
She
And then
was
she appeared
well
to
on
be
stage.
upright.
She was there.
Yeah.
She was there on stage, and she answered the question. Right, so she was in the top 6.
But she wasn't.
What
in the top
happened
eight.
It was top 3 rooms.
Top 3.
Yes.
She was in the top. She wasn't
She
in
was
the
not
top
in the top
three.
three.
Top 3.
Yeah, she
But
was
she
in
happened
the
So
to
she
be
wasn't
queen.
in the top 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
According to the score sheet that has been going around.
score sheet.
Yes,
The right one.
The right score sheet.
I don't know which one is right,
Apparently, there was another score
but
sheet.
there was like a paper that was going around, and she was not on that paper,
Because
right?
it's-
And yeah, that's I think that's one of the things that
you-
caused the backlash.
So you're saying that the paper that was going around, it was the wrong paper?
I don't know.
Okay.
A lot can happen. We don't know if that was the right paper or it was not.
And you said, what is your last name?
Maila.
Oh, okay.
No, I hear you. No, it's fine. But let's move further because now she's giving us PR answers.
I see
You can hear
that,
go to
but
the answers here, scripted.
She's not being straight.
No.
So I just want you to tell us about your current experience as Miss Grand.
The experience has been beautiful. I loved I loved the pageant. I've actually loved Miss Grand since Miss USA won. I don't really remember the year. It is an amazing pageant, and going into it, I was not sure. I was doubting it, and I was like very scared because it's a national pageant.
Oh.
And I was very like skeptical about it. But now that I'm in it, I'm running for it.
If I saw the runner-ups, Hey,
You did.
hey, Chief, I saw the contestants, Chief. Hey. Chief, there's no race that's not there, Chief. There's no language that's not there, Chief.
Whoa.
There's no type or dynamic. That's, there are type C's, there are iPhones, Androids, but yeah, let's speak about
Got an iPhone 16.
the iPhone 6.
Oh, no, no.
But do you feel much safer, and do you feel like now it's a more fair environment in terms of compared to your previous environment with Miss Grand now?
I feel like it's a very fair environment. Meeting the organizers, because we went for the sash ceremony in, I think it was March. In March, they were so welcoming. Everybody was treated the same. It was an amazing experience. Looking back at the winners, also the winners did deserve to win. If you look back at the journey of all the winners, they did deserve to win. Their on stage questions, their performance overall, it speaks for itself. So I think it's a very fair pageant.
So what do you stand for under Miss Grand?
Mental health.
Oh,
I
why
advocate
did you
for
choose mental health?
Having struggled a lot myself with mental health, I believe that it is one thing that we don't speak about a lot. And a lot of people stigmatize it. Because as when I was struggling, I really thought maybe I am being dramatic. Maybe what I'm going through is just a little stress because everybody just goes through it. And I think that's how most people think. They think it's just stress until it spirals into something big and we lose someone. So I think we need to speak a lot about it, to say that, yes, we speak for resilience, we speak for being strong, but also we also encourage that you speak about what you're going through.
Were you also like a victim of mental health?
Yes.
What can you run us like through that? What happened?
So before I came to varsity, I actually was a pageant queen from like high school, and then being a pageant queen, you kind of a leader, you kind of a role model to everyone, and everybody like looks up to you, right? And when I was able to finish my matric, I did not go to varsity. I felt the pressure that as someone who was the face at her school, because I was the queen at my school. I felt like I not only disappointed myself, but I disappointed everybody that looked up to me. And for the longest time, I felt like it was my responsibility to bring this perfect me to the world, and I was not bringing that at that moment, which really came from my mental health. And I was very stressed, I was very anxious, and I never thought I would be here today. I'll be sitting here today as a university student, as a Miss Grand also, because pageant industry is also so competitive and requires a lot from you. So I kind of nearly gave up on it too.
But do you think pageants really need you to be a doll, or they need that realness, relatability? As we can see from some of the, I can say, some of the Miss SAs that we previously had also in the country, it was the first for someone to win with their own natural hair, which was Zosie. But before that, there was the stigma that they all had to wear like I'm a Brazilian, or they all had to look in this certain way, even also including people that are plus size. Do you think it's a standard whereby only about Miss they have to look in a certain way? They can't look, if they can look different from what the society is used to. Is it suitable, or what are your thoughts in that?
I think authenticity is very important. I believe that everybody should be able to be themselves and cherish what they are and how they look. But for me, it wasn't about how I looked or how I present, but it was about the fact that when you look at most pageant queens, they'll tell you, I'm in varsity, I'm doing this. I'm in business, I'm doing this with my life. And to sit there and look at other people do all the amazing things and you feel stuck and you feel like you're not doing enough is what really affected me. Yes.
So you're trying to say that there is pressure in that industry.
Yes.
What's the pressure? Is it the term like what I spoke about, the societal expectations? Or
Yeah, I felt like there's so much societal expectations on you as a person, and you have to know how to protect yourself from it.
do you think you can't be real as a miss, as a pageant queen? Are you able to authentically like express yourself, or do you have to position yourself in this manner always?
No, you can authentically be yourself and show your personality, right? Whether you have a different personality, whether you look a certain way, you can just express yourself. The way you love things, the way you act, you can do that. But having to come around other girls, right? It's really hard to not compare yourself.
It's hard not to compare.
It's kind of hard to not compare yourself with the fact that as much as Zozibini had like natural hair, she looks so beautiful in it, right? And someone can tell you that, oh, you don't really get, you're not, that doesn't suit you, right? You're in the public eye. People feel like they have an opinion with how you look, how you must be, and all those things. And those things affect you as a person. And that's also the other reason I am advocating for mental health, so that people can know that the opinions of others about you should not affect you. Who you are and what you stand for and like the way you are is already enough. And that's what makes you unique.
I actually like that. Like us, the student podcast, we advocate for great taste, like the real cup of coffee. Only, one and only, Tribe Coffee. You must try the summertimes. My favorite.
The real taste.
Yenze no fortunate we're taking cartouches in one every week. So description, kune bio, description, there's a link. Just link it and follow them also on all social platforms. Also follow the student podcast on all social platforms. Yeah. Yes.
And be real to yourself.
And be real to yourself. Natural. The real Tribe of Coffee. Just like Miss Grand herself. Finalist. Students, it pains us to know that 80% of you haven't subscribed to the channel. So we would like to ask you, whether you are a student, a lecturer, or professional working class, please hit the subscribe button down below. And just by that small act, you're going to be helping us to being the biggest student platform in the continent. So can you please subscribe and share the channel to more people, and we promise to give you the most valuable content that you've ever experienced and give you the best guest that you can. Thank you so much. We were talking about Miss Grand. I want us to actually touch on what currently is popping on the internet, which is actually Miss SA. Do you think, on your own perspective, the new form of auditioning, is it fair for everyone? Because now we see some of the contestants actually using their resources to actually create well orchestrated, calling in production teams to just create an audition video that for the Miss SA. So do you think, if I'm from Limpopo, if I'm from Limpopo and I don't have a production and I want to audition, is it fair for me to compete with the likes of Luyanda Bani?
I forgot his
Luyanda
name.
Zwane. I think she's Luyanda Zwane. She was actually a contestant, I think, before for Miss SA. So she's coming back with a Netflix production now.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that now?
I think it's a 50-50 thing. Online auditions make it very easy for people all over South Africa to audition for Miss SA. Because if they were to say that we are doing physical auditions, then Miss SA has to go to each and every province. Meaning that if they're in Limpopo, right, they will maybe choose to be in Polokwane. Someone will say that I cannot afford to leave Venda, let's say, and go to Polokwane to audition for Miss SA. But rather, when we all know that everybody has cell phones today, if you don't have a smartphone, your friend has a smartphone. So I think it also goes back to making the effort, right? Just take your friend's phone if you trust your friend's phone, and then make the video. It is all about you being authentic to yourself and sharing what you want to share with the world.
But what about
right?
the people that are from Matatiela, Eastern Cape, that actually, maybe sometimes there's no network? It can happen, but like you can upload a video and it doesn't. Do you know, Mos? It keeps on loading because some of the people actually complain that they couldn't upload videos because. So there's a disadvantage and also an advantage. You
That's
actually
what
said a
I'm
great
saying.
point on that, but now it's unfair to those people also that could be potentially great contestants, but because they don't have great signals and also they don't have a production team like a Netflix production team like the likes of Uluyanda and Bani. So now it actually makes their chances much slimmer for them to be actually, yeah.
But do you think those people could have had a chance if it was
In person?
contact? Yeah.
Yeah, Chief, you can borrow someone's dress and put the makeup. Yeah, makilwana.
That's the same effort
And
you need
Yeah,
to put
you
into
see,
your
it's the same
videos.
effort.
You have to borrow your friend's iPhone.
But you can't borrow network. You can't borrow
No,
network.
you can go to your nearest town, like your nearest, like somewhere where the signal will work.
No.
I mean, as much as yes, you stay in the village and your network is bad, but you can go somewhere where the network will work and then
But
upload
have you
your
seen
video.
why haven't you actually auditioned to be Miss SA also?
Because I'm currently focusing on Miss Grand.
Okay,
Yes.
great answer.
Do you
And I
think-
wanna, but do you
in
think you
future
would?
You will.
Yes,
No,
definitely.
it's something that
definitely.
you're actually looking forward to
Yes.
do. When did you start to be like in this mist field? Because you mentioned before the outbreak that you started at a very young age.
I started in high school. Actually, we started like doing something called a fashion parade at school, right? And we would just parade clothes, we would just look good and model. Then we introduced Miss CPUT, which is the school that I went to. I won the pageant when I was in grade 11. I think it was 2018.
Oh, you won.
Yeah. And then I started entering other pageants in 2019, and since I've been a pageant girl.
Yo, even during COVID, you were still pageanting.
Yeah.
You-
Well, we were quarantining. Who was outside?
Nah.
As soon as they allowed people to host events, then
You were
it's
the
back.
best.
But were you always perceived as this person with yo when you look like the next Miss SA?
Yes, I get that a lot.
Because I can see your features like the height. Can you actually do a catwalk for us?
Oh,
Just a short catwalk. Just a short
Yeah,
catwalk.
that's what we are famous about.
I'm gonna try.
Sorry, there's a mic.
Yeah.
Well, these heels are not really that proper. But what do I walk to
Any
that side?
direction. Go
Any
to our
direction.
cameraman, Chris. Yes. Yoo! Yay! Yay! I wish there was a camera this side. Okay, but it's fine.
What did you want the camera to capture?
I'm
No,
wondering
like
what
from
did
all
you
the-
see?
All the angles.
All the angles.
Hey!
What did you see? What did you see? Tell us.
Where the Miss SA come to be? I think I need a ticket. So, hey, how many people are there doing this?
Eating too.
I think we're
at
about
first-
21 finalists.
So
I'm not
21
sure.
people doing.
At first, he spoke about all the grades. now he wants to go
No,
to
Chief. I was taught to appreciate where there's a need of appreciation.
Also, you are
Appreciate
appreciating
it.
They taught you well. You were also clapping your hands earlier.
But you didn't see her facial expression. I wish you could have. You
Is
know.
it?
Hey, Chief, yeah, but it's fine, guys. Oh, I want to know something. Did you watch the online auditions for the Miss SA?
Yes.
Which one was your favorite?
Bajabulisile. I think, yeah. Bajabulisile.
Do you know she's
Peja.
actually from my hometown?
Mpumalanga.
Hey,
She is
We went to
beautiful.
the-
She's gorgeous.
Wait,
she
wait.
is.
we went to the
she's
same
well
school.
I saw that one coming.
Is it?
I saw that one
We went to
coming.
the same school. Ah, Chief.
Is it?
We went to the same
Are you
school.
sure?
Oh, I am excited you went
were
to the
taking
same
the
I
same
was
bus.
like, what?
For real?
We were taking the same bus.
Same bus.
She used to stay at Ganyamazane.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. You must say she stays at
I'm
Ganyamazane.
gonna
Chief,
do research.
we have stars that side, Chief. You saw, hey.
Yes, Mpumalanga this year came out. Like, your representatives from Mpumalanga,
Yeah.
amazing.
Ne.
There's this other one who's
No, I
wearing a
agree.
white thing. I forgot her name.
Eh.
And oh my God.
No, Shem. You, Bomkaya. Bomkaya, you're representing me.
This year it might
You're
be going.
representing me,
It's our
Bomkaya.
province. That's where you and I
You
coming
stay in
from.
Pumalang.
Come on, where do you think I'm coming from?
Sipulane is in Pumalang. Oh, yeah.
You're not even aware of your own province. Chief.
No, I think
Chief.
their language is very small. We forget them sometimes. Also.
So your tribe doesn't exist.
We forget
You
them.
form,
but
you form your own tribe.
yeah, I think they're only in like a suburb in Bush. You can count them.
Always
I get
getting
it.
straight.
You were teasing me, say Tambo Tambo. It's fine.
But we are happy that Pumalanga is.
Yeah, man.
is on
Phakama
the map,
Mpumalanga.
you know? Yeah.
Phakama bajabulisile,
I
guys.
think
I'm proud.
I think it's also one of the provinces that have been forgotten somewhere along the
Mpumalanga?
lines. Yeah, I mean, I've had never heard anything.
No,
from
let's not talk
Mpumalanga.
about this. We'll talk about it next time. This is now
Yeah.
about Miss Grand Chief.
let's
Mpumalanga, there are rhinos, Chief, and crocodiles. Man.
Oh,
How
wait.
can you forget rhinos and buffaloes,
It's famous about the wildlife.
Chief? We
All
eat
the-
elephants there.
That's why
Random.
Just like you forget us.
No wonder you are Mr. Bomb.
We eat elephants randomly. On a random day, there's an elephant escaping.
Oh my
Mpumalanga. Chief, don't underestimate Mpumalanga.
Go enjoy. You know,
So,
almost forgot. Yeah.
yeah. So, what are your plans? Like your future plans for starting from Miss Grand?
My currently, I want to create a support group for students.
Okay.
Right. I want a
awesome.
support group because everybody's complaining about how it's hard to make friends in Cape Town. Right. I want to use this platform to be able to create a safe space for students. As much as we have student counseling, right? Not everyone goes to student counseling and a lot of students are struggling, right? To just have that group of people that are able to support you and they share their experiences with you, I think it's going to be encouraging to everyone to realize that you're not going through what you're going through alone.
It's such an amazing thing to actually advocate for because we see it as something that is increasing in terms of people that are dealing with, struggling with this thing. Not only just from one gender, but all the genders,
Yes.
especially men. Men, they find it difficult to actually speak, and especially about these things because it's perceived as a weakness
Yes.
in the society. So it's actually quite amazing, man. I'm looking forward to it. But I want to know actually more about Miss Grand. Who do you think, ne, out of all the contestants, who do you think would say, "Lo, this one scares me"?
Well, I don't think anybody scares me.
There's no one that is coming
You
close.
see,
Hey, there's this
power
one,
to this one.
Italian. She's not
Italian?
Italian. She's Latin, but she's light. She's light. She has
What
blonde
did he-
hair.
What did you see,
Blonde
Chief?
hair.
She has
What did
blonde
you
hair.
see?
No, she has blonde hair. I saw her from the videos.
So are you telling her to be scared?
No, like I'm telling her of some of the people that were there that I saw.
The girls are amazing.
Nah.
The girls
You
are
see, she
amazing.
said it for herself.
Yes.
So, Mara, there's no one that comes
The
close.
competition is high. What I know is the competition is high.
There's no one word that comes up, maybe like you said for Miss SA Bachabulile.
That comes up for me.
Someone that is very competitive. You think you see them as,
Not really.
hey, you're playing it safe.
I
You don't-
think I'm not playing it safe. I just think, I don't know. Maybe I think highly of myself.
Eish.
Maybe I just think highly of myself.
But
Yeah,
see-
that's one strong point.
But
of
see,
you,
aim for the
know.
stars and shoot
Yeah.
for the moon, chief.
Exactly.
Maybe I just think highly of myself because I've been in the industry for a long time,
Eish.
and I know that like
Eish.
it's
Yeah.
not even about like a person is doing this and this and that.
It's
When
not about
you are-
beauty.
It's not about that.
It's about brains.
It's about everything.
So even nami nje mubi kanje ngangena Miss Mr.
Yes, you can definitely go to Mr.
Niwine.
South
Chief,
Africa.
Did you just
you know,
say miss? You regard yourself
I
as
identify as
miss? Alright.
The truth has always a way of
I
coming out.
identify as
Exactly.
guys, don't judge me.
We
Free
don't judge
speech
you.
in
We
this
don't judge
country.
you.
We don't
We have
judge
free
you.
speech in this country.
Don't be afraid.
My
We're not judging.
identity is my identity. Belongs to me.
I've always suspected.
Shoguti, when you've been looking at something that's not.
but
Yeah, but
you
when
just
start
said it. You
fortunate,
just said it.
you can't look for. You can't suspect something you were not looking for. What were you looking for?
I wasn't looking for anything, but you said it.
Why
And
your
then I
suspicions that?
He was
So as-
looking for what you're looking for
Are
when
we
you get my
safe?
shoes.
Oh. Okay, no, it's fine. Fortunately, I can see you guys are ganging up on me. No, it's fine.
Nah, we not. That's not what we're doing.
But okay, so the other thing I want to know, man, in terms of your role that you play, is it? I actually have two questions there, but is it something that you wear it as a mask in terms of is it you or is it something that you put on as a mask when you get out? Good see, here you can be advocating for mental health, but enough-againly, unikeza mntane bad mental breakdown.
no, it is me.
Ne.
It is me. I think everybody that knows me can advocate for that. I'm very nice
It's not
to
only
everyone.
for this pageant.
No.
what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So besides the pageant, you are someone who's very
Yeah. At first, I was advocating for like youth empowerment, like just youth empowerment.
that's the one they always go for.
Always wanna empower the youth.
And as I journey through this, I realized that one of the most like important topics that people don't talk about is mental health, and it is a very serious thing.
It's
And
serious.
it's not something that it's just a rumor. People go through a lot.
A lot of people, especially students. I said, guys, hey, guys, if you have a chance, please also you a parent at home, please send that student 100 rand. Right now, you're going to help. Trust me, guys. We are not finding students. We are going through a lot. There's studies. How do you balance everything? Really, studies. See, I like doing Miss Grand. I like it's the relationship.
What relationship?
How is
You're
the
not in a
pressure?
relationship.
No.
Okay.
No,
There's
it
no
was
one
his
that
way of asking.
there's no one that can claim you.
There's no one that can claim me.
Nah.
Even if they think they're in a relationship with me and I don't think they're in.
Or there's no situation. or
No, not
relationship.
even a situation.
There's no ship at all.
No.
There's no
No captain in the boat.
There's no
This ship
mkhumbi.
is sailing alone.
Ne ukumba wedwa kumbaya. I know, I get you, but how are you balancing everything in terms of school and also being Miss Grand?
Ooh, it's a lot.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot especially because my course is very demanding. I'm expected to be in class 4 times a week. I have back-to-back assignments, projects, and all those things. But it's finding time like that little moment, and you do whatever task you need to do. You go out there and advocate. I think you just always have to make time for the things you love. Make time for the people you love. That's
Speaking about your course, project design,
product design.
product design, and Miss Grand. How does it link? Like I thought maybe you would go for media,
You see,
arts.
really
You
doesn't
went
allow.
straight for innovation and creative. How does it link?
How does it?
Because the project design, it's someone who's in the background. You are someone who's in the forefront. That's how I see your personality.
As much as product designers are like the people who just design and then they put the product out there, they also have to market that product. It doesn't just end there.
But marketing is another thing. When you went for product design,
Yes, I'm designing products, right, and putting them out there.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
Obviously,
like,
when you're designing products, you're designing thinking about the ergonomics of like how will the person feel when they see this? How will the person sit? How comfortable is the person gonna be?
It's like my societal impact
Yes,
designs.
you think about all the little things that people don't consider. When you sit on this couch, right? You just think it's a couch. Let me just sit down.
No, it's a
but
couch.
it took a product a product designer to think about the fact that how low is can this go, right?
Are my
Will the
feet
person
touching
sit?
down?
Yes. Will the person sitting on it feel comfortable to sit on it, right?
Do you think
Are the
I'm
cushions,
comfortable?
the material, all those like little things are considered by people like us.
Yo, guys, you're doing such a powerful job. You sit down and think about how I'm sitting and how I'm comfortable.
Yes.
Guys, can you please comment down below? Do you think I'm comfortable or not? And then I will tell you next week. Remind me. I will tell you when I'm comfortable.
Do you think it's a good design?
Yeah. Do you think it's a good design? Texture. No, guys. I feel like thank you so much, man, for joining us on the Number One Student Podcast. And I say it's such an honor. And from us, we actually wish you the best.
Thank you.
You have all the characteristics, even though maybe I don't even know them, but from societal view, I feel like you do have those expectations that are, you meet them, the requirements. Chief,
Thank
don't
you.
read between the lines, Chief.
I'm not, did I say I read?
Read on top of them, Chief. Don't read between the lines. Now you're reading too much. Yabo?
I wasn't. I was just observing.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to say that, and I wanted to ask you one more question, which is, what message can you tell your younger self? That person that was doing the pageant for the first time, not sure about what they're doing, but they were like, hey, let me try this out and let's see where it's going to take me.
I would tell them you are enough the way you are.
Oh, tick.
It does, like, you don't have to be someone else. You don't have to do it like Zozi did it. You don't have to do it like Shudufazo did it, but you just have to be yourself. You have to just authentically be yourself, give the world who you are, and that's enough.
But also it's dangerous to tell people to be themselves, because some of them, they be themselves too much. And some of themselves, they are not required. It's matter serious, Chief.
Maybe those people, they don't know who they are, so they go
No,
an extra mile.
some people they have other characters. I know people they have big characters.
But what is a characteristic of a queen, right? What is a characteristic of someone, of a leader?
I don't think everyone that enters the contest is a queen.
But they regard themselves as queens.
But I don't
That's
think
why they matters to
I
themselves.
don't think that they are all queens.
How do you regard yourself? Don't you regard yourself as a king?
No, I'm a king of my own palace. I'm speaking
Exactly.
about in terms of, you can't tell me that everyone that gets in there meets the requirements. There has to be people that are lacking those things in order for some people to win.
Well, everyone lacks something.
Chief, it's a story for another day. Because we're going to go back and forth. It's another episode, this one. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Number One Student Podcast. As we had our wonderful guest today, Upenyo.
Yes.
Hey, Kamalako, let's speed.
Yeah.
I think we have to go to Limpopo, Chief. There's
There should
life.
be an episode
There's
there.
life in Limpopo,
There
Chief.
is, man. There
Where
is
in
life.
Limpopo, Venda.
Polokwane.
Polokwane,
Ngicabanga
Flop.
ngathi ungenda, but I mean. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to the Number One Student Podcast. And I say, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And also, usendele abogogo nabomkhulu nabomake nabobabe batshela subscribe now. Sifike 10K subscribers, guys. Sibe Number One Student Podcast in the continent. Other than that, we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Adios. Abo amigos Quavo.
Also, you are enough. Not from me.
You are
from
enough.
her.
From us to you and from her.
You are enough.
Even you, fortunate with your shoes, you are enough.
And don't bully people. That's another thing.
you-
Don't
You are a
bully people.
bully. You are a
Bully
bully.
them
People
if you
can't
get the
enter
chance.
Miss SA because you all are there in the comments.
Chief, they are doing what? Hey, it's wrong.
It's
Oh, you're still
wrong.
recording.